Personally, I did not expect that today will be released 75 episode Skibidi Toilet, despite the fact that since the release of Season 24 has passed 15 days, and we can already say that each new episode Dafuk makes about 2 weeks. Also, it should be said that the length of the episodes is not less than 3 minutes, and this cannot but please us. This episode wasn't epic like 74, but still, there were a few details you didn't notice. In this video, we find out why this chair haunted the agents throughout the episode. Who was really under the Juggernaut mask? Why do these characters have an alliance with each other, since Titan has yet to come to terms with G-Man? Where did that hybrid woman Skibidi Toilet come from? As well as other details you didn't notice. So I recommend watching the video from start to finish so you don't miss any interesting points. And if you've already put a like, here we go. Episode 75 starts in the daytime with a new location. The agents are in some city, and if you go to the description under the video Dafuk Boom, there you can see the name of the map. And also in the description, you can see a secret text that says, "New enemies, new friends." I think it's clear to everyone what it's about. Here, we immediately notice the Astro Carrier, which destroys everything in its path. Here, this Astro uses 3 lasers at the same time to destroy. And by the way, this is the same Astro from Spoiler 75. Also, we saw him in episode 74, during the encirclement of the Titans. And when this toilet was attacked by the Cameraman Air Force, the Astro had a defense field activated on his face, just like the Astro Juggernaut from episode 72. Next, we can see how the 5 cameraman helicopters retreat from the battlefield. After a while, 4 Astro destroyers come out from inside this Astro Carrier and destroy all the cameraman helicopters. Astro destroyers are several times faster than any air transport agents, so they are like piranhas. In a few seconds, destroyed all of them. There is a very interesting detail hidden here. Here you could see a fragment of the next leak, namely a computer chair. I don't know how this chair got here, but after the blast wave, it rolled towards the agents. Maybe the computer chair flew away from some office, since there was a lot of explosion here, or maybe... Okay. I don't think we need to talk about that. Okay, alright, fine. What if this chair is spying on the agents? What if that chair is intelligent? Or maybe there's an invisible secret agent sitting in there. Okay, I overdid it at the end, but I'll tell you something about surveillance at the end. On the right, we notice a certain warehouse where 6 agents are currently hiding. They are in a terrible state, as Astro Toilets surround them from all sides. As we can see, there are only representatives of the cameraman race here, and this toilet is from an additional episode of Season 24. Next, we see a first-person view of some cameraman with a new laser cannon, and I was even able to guess the first-person view of the action in this episode. And this time, the main cameraman is this cameraman in a yellow shirt. We first learned about him from the leak of episode 75. This is a new character who has not appeared on the show before. How did I know that? The thing is that at the end of the episode, when the cameraman stretched out his hand to help, you could see his yellow shirt. Next, we hear sounds of destruction, and as it turns out, it's a small squad of Skibidi Toilets, with 4 regular toilets and 2 hybrid toilets. But they got caught by the Astro destroyers, and as soon as they spotted them, the Astro Toilets negotiated and turned on target elimination mode. And the last word from this toilet was, there was nothing left of this Skibidi squadron, but in the distance another toilet could be spotted flying on a jetpack. But unfortunately, this Skibidi Toilet was destroyed by this little Juggernaut, not to be confused with this Juggernaut as it is the light version. And after destroying the toilet, he immediately notices the cameraman in the token. Next, the agents expect an attack from the Astro, so they retreat to a safe distance. As we can see, this new gun works as a minigun, and it needs to heat up a bit. The little Juggernaut outsmarted everyone and attacked from a completely different angle. He used his claws to break down this wall and eliminate 1 cameraman. Next, there are other agents aiming at him, so the Astro Toilet activates its shield. As you may have noticed, this toilet is powered by these 2 generators. The 3 agents were instantly destroyed by the Astro Toilet. Astro used his super speed, and after he dealt with the agents in the distance, he proceeded to the agents who were in the foreground. And as soon as this big cameraman wanted to fire his RPG, the Juggernaut immediately destroyed him, and in a very brutal way. The cameraman in yellow fires a shot with his weapon, but unfortunately, Astro blocks that shot and even counterstrikes the cameraman. Astro's plan worked as the cameraman took damage and lost his weapon. In this shot, you can get a closer look at this toilet. Here you can see that you can shoot with these generators, and also this toilet has sharp claws. We'll talk about that later. And as soon as the Juggernaut wants to finish off the cameraman, a Skibidi Toilet appears behind him. on which the cameraman from season 24 is sitting. And while he's distracted by him, a second Skibidi Toilet also shoots the Astro. After the second shot, Juggernaut loses his sharp blades on his right arm, but he still manages to counter-strike this toilet. Next comes a Skibidi Toilet with chemicals, the kind of toilet we've seen in past episodes. With this toilet, the Juggernaut can no longer fly. Next, the cameraman in yellow throws a grenade at him, but it doesn't help, and the cameraman gets hit in his cell, and for the second time, Astro wants to finish off the agent and fails again, as the hybrid Skibidi Woman Toilet comes to the rescue. She tries to somehow get his gas mask off of him, but she fails, and the Astro throws her aside, and if it weren't for the paralyzer cannon, it's likely hybrid Skibidi Toilet would have died. A cameraman appears on the toilet from above, and they manage to saw off part of the helmet together. After they blow up the helmet, then here you can see who was under the mask of the Astro Toilet. Everyone on the internet immediately started writing that it was an Astro dog, and I still think it's true. Well, look for yourself. Skibidi Toilets had a Skibidi cat. Why not an Astro dog toilet? And besides, remember the claws? Dafuk did it for a reason. It's probably true. I've even got more evidence for it. Next, the hybrid toilet attacks the Juggernaut and thereby kills the Astro Toilet. Well, here you could notice this duo, cameraman and Skibidi Spider. As we can see with the overall effort, this toilet has been pumped, and some things were improved during the battle. I mean, this blade. They picked that up when the Astro dropped after the shot. And here you can even see a little gaffe from Dafuk. The thing is that here this item does not appear immediately. Next, the agents hear the sounds of the Astro Toilet, so Woman Skibidi shows a gesture that no one makes noise, so that Astro will not find them, and then tries to leave the area with this generator, which was confiscated from a small Juggernaut. You can also get a closer look at this new character here. Also, one of my viewers, namely Ramfun, reminded me of an additional scene in episode 73. The thing is that there among the people, there was a woman with a similar face as this toilet. As we remember, this scientist was already infected, and next to him was this woman, so the chances of her not getting infected were very low, and as we can see, she turned into a toilet. But maybe it's just a similarity. I don't know how this cameraman did it, but now this toilet drives him wherever he wants to go. They're probably best friends by now. Next, when the Astro Toilets want to leave through the fire exit, a big Juggernaut shows up and says, "I can see you through the walls," and breaks the roof of this hangar. It's one of the saddest moments. Look at this detail. Look at the way this Astro Toilet's emotions change. The thing is, he notices his little Juggernaut. Next he says, "What?" Followed by, "My little one, you will pay for this." And as this squad was running away, here you could notice those agents that were being destroyed by the little Juggernaut in the beginning. And at this very second, you could see that chair. And we don't know yet if it was thrown here by the shockwave or if it came here on its own wheels. Next, the hybrid toilet takes the cameraman in yellow with him, and they fly away from the place together. But Juggernaut gets angry and creates a huge shockwave, and so Skibidi Woman loses control, and the cameraman even has his recording cut off. As it turns out, the cameraman is covered in debris, and a saw was used to pull him out of the ruins. And then we have that squad of 2 cameramen and 2 toilets. Skibidi Woman was a little angry after the crash, but after seeing the thanks from the cameraman, a slight smile appears on her face, and that's where episode 75 ends. But, there's more. At this point, you could notice the same computer chair, and it is again next to the agents and restrooms. How does that work? Is it also a coincidence that he was thrown by the shockwave again, but this time by the Juggernaut? Or does that computer chair mean something? Okay, let's forget that there's an invisible secret agent sitting in that chair. What if it's a hint of a new race? Dafuk said there would be future races someday. What if that moment has already arrived? Doesn't that desk look like a computer desk to you? And could it be some kind of hint to us from the Dafuk boom? What do you think about that? Write in the comments. I'd love to read everything. Episode 75 was very elaborate, but it certainly wasn't as epic as the previous episode. In fact, Dafuk himself said about it too, that he liked 73, 74, 77, and 80 episode. So if you were expecting an epic episode, then you need to wait for 77 and 80 episode. And episode 76 will be a continuation of episode 75, as clearly this story is not complete and ended in the middle. In general, in 2 weeks, we will see the continuation of the adventures of this squad, and I recommend you to subscribe and click on the bell not to miss the interesting moments. Well, in front of you now appeared my other videos. We'll be very happy to your evaluation. And with you was as always Razmeek. See you in other videos. Bye-bye.